Good afternoon. I got some notes here that I'm going to be using as we talk through a few things. Appreciate you guys letting me up here. As he just said, my name's Frank Mathis. I'm co-founder of GenesysGo, and I have the privilege of leading the team that created the shdwDrive. It's Solana's only truly native, fully decentralized storage protocol that allows users to maintain, performance, security, and stability. They say that you don't often know that history is being made until after you make it. So today we're going to challenge that notion a little bit, and I'm going to need all of your guys' help to do it, because we're going to have to do it in what? It's 4:07 right now. We're going to have to do it in about 15 minutes or so. But I think today, if I can get you guys help, what we're going to do is we're going to knowingly make history, and it should be pretty cool. So first question. Who out there in the audience, how many of you have a Saga phone? Raise your hand. Okay, so kind of here and there, perfect. How many of you all have an Android phone? Raise your hand. Awesome, perfect. Cool, so what we're going to do, and I just realized I need my clicker for the presentation. So what we're going to do is, here in just a sec, I'm going to put a QR code up on the screen. You guys are going to use the QR code to download the shdwDrive app. Now, what's so special about an app, right? It's kind of already been done before. Once I get my clicker, you wait and see. Should be pretty cool. All right, so if you have a Saga, or if you have an Android device, same thing, right? But then what I'd like you to do, use this QR code, download the app, and if you don't have a QR scanner for some reason, there's a direct link right there at shdwDrive GG Crossroads. And I'm going to give you guys just a minute to download it. So you're going to download it, and you're going to install it. And obviously open it. That would be helpful. There's going to be 2 steps, just 2. First thing you're going to do is you're going to press Create ID. After you press Create ID, you're going to hit Join Network. Here's what you're looking for. As you guys kind of work through that, what I want to see is as you get connected, take a look and look for a box that says Uptime Report. And it may take 10 seconds, 15 seconds, it might take a minute. So you're looking for a box that says Uptime Report. And what you're looking for is you want to see it say Uptime equals true. So when you see, we'll kind of find out who's brave amongst y'all. When you see a box that pops up that says Uptime equals true, raise your hand for me. Oh, we got one over there. We got it. Anybody else? Uptime equals true. We got another. Perfect. There we go. Another. Okay, perfect. So as you guys are looking through this, right? So what you're seeing, as you're seeing that box pop up that says uptime equals true, right? What's happening as we speak is that your phones are joining the shdwDrive network live, and you're contributing latent storage, unused hard drive space from your phone directly to the shdwDrive network. Every time that every time that somebody downloads the app and the phone says uptime equals true, you're now running a mobile shadow node. As we speak, every time that you see and you're looking at as you're looking at your screen, you're seeing the logs fly through, right? When you're seeing a new snapshot get uploaded to your phone, what's actually happening is you're ingesting Solana ledger history. So you're ingesting the history of all the Solana transactions, of the state of all accounts into your phones, and you're actually storing them live right now. But you're doing it using a network that is literally completely powered by only mobile devices, the mobile devices that are in this room. There's never before been a moment in Web3 where phones are communicating exclusively using cell signal with no middleman servers in between. There's no servers in data centers that is feeding information. There's no middleman servers. You're taking the data directly from the Solana validator network, and you're dropping it directly, and it's being dropped directly into your phones. what's happening is your phones are communicating trustlessly with one another. The data that you're ingesting is being erasure coded into shreds, and those shreds are being distributed amongst your guys' phones based purely on the consensus between your guys' phones as to where that data needs to live in order to make sure the network runs and is serving requests. For somebody wants to check the price history of a coin. Somebody wants to check. Who minted an NFT. All of those things. Your guys' phones are deciding where's this data at, and is this data then being reassembled properly in order to have those requests be served properly. That's a really cool moment, and I want to tell you guys why. So the whole purpose behind shdwDrive, the whole reason why we created it, was to look at the world of Web3 and say there's a lot of solutions that we're trying to create. There's a lot of things that we're trying to solve, but at the end of the day, it still isn't producing the same type of performance, the same type of stability that you see from traditional cloud-based storage platforms. shdwDrive was designed to solve that by introducing a platform that takes all the best parts of Web3 and puts it together with the best parts of Web 2. Well, what's kind of the barrier there, right? How many of you all in the audience have never put together, never built a server and maintained a server in a data center, right? How many of you all have the time where you want to spend all of your time monitoring your servers, right? Putting your extra income towards leasing those servers in the hopes that you make revenue off of them. All of those things are barriers, right, to entry for Web3. Not just in terms of paying, buying meme coins or trading JPEGs. They're barriers to entry for Web3 because Web3 is all about the individual people powering the network themselves, not relying on having the data sent to them individually by a quote trusted provider. Your phones right now, I'm mentioning your phones right now. They're working through, they're erasure coding the data. They're taking it, splitting it into data shreds and distributing them out amongst you all right now. Those data shreds, they've been encrypted. They've been basically encrypted using zero-knowledge proofs. shdwDrive, we recently upgraded the way that our proofs work to basically ensure that you guys can always trust, the participants of the network can always trust that the data that's being stored amongst you all, it's literally impossible for it to be altered. Which, the data availability meme is going to be a little bit mad at that one when, as we continue to push out these upgrades. But, that's super important, right? That's super critical because that means that right now, as your phones are, literally storing the actual ledger, the actual history of Solana, you guys are you all have become the custodians of Solana's ledger history. But I digress a little bit. Circling back to this moment here, right, and why it's really, really cool. This is a moment where it took you all 10 seconds to download an app. It took you all 2 clicks, 2 button presses to join a network. That simplicity, that's the power of mobile, right? That's the power of mobile devices. That's the power of cell networks, right? They're easy. They're plug and play. They automatically work. You all basically have the ability to download an app super quick, punch a couple of buttons, and get to start to help contribute to the thing that shdwDrive was really truly built to do, which wasn't about decentralizing, just pushing out another decentralized storage network. It was about taking the hundreds of billions of dollars per year that big tech cloud companies take in, every single year. Amazon, Microsoft, Google, they take in, hundreds of billions of dollars a year, storing data, providing cloud services. The true goal and the true what's truly powerful about what it is that's happened here today is that that like that revenue streams, those revenue streams can now be decentralized and put where they belong, which is out with you. The mobile network, the fact that mobile networks is communicating purely off of cell signal, cell service, means that anybody in the world, right, regardless of their knowledge, their access to resources, anybody in the world who has a phone can connect to shdwDrive, contribute storage, and start getting paid to do so. And as I said, that's the true goal. The true goal of, like Web3, right? The true goal of, Bitcoin, when the Bitcoin network was first launched, it was about giving the power back to the people. It was about taking the power, taking the revenue that, big banks, big finance had, basically, captured, cornered, whatever, and give that power and that revenue back to the people, right? By creating a trustless peer-to-peer, payment network. shdwDrive is doing the same thing, except we're doing it for cloud infrastructure. Again, mobile's the future. Mobile's impactful and mobile's powerful because there's, 4.8, I think, roughly, active like Android devices in the world. I think there's, it's 3.8 billion active Android devices in the world right now. There's, another like 1.3 billion active iOS mobile devices. There's nearly, putting those together, right, you have nearly 5 billion active devices that, most everybody, these days everybody has a phone. These days everybody has something in their pocket that, it's essential, it is an essential resource, an essential item for them to just conduct their normal day-to-day life. What's impressive, what's cool, what's impactful about what it is that's happened here today is for the first time, that phone in your pocket, that thing that costs you money every single month, but you can't live without, is now turned into an appreciating asset. Because as shdwDrive continues to gain popularity, as shdwDrive continues to gain users, the revenue that shdwDrive generates is pushed directly out to the end users, or the end storage providers, which in this case, and as it will be in the future, as we push shdwDrive to a fully, completely mobile-only architecture, stripping out servers, stripping out any type of middleman steps along the way, and creating an architecture that powers shdwDrive exclusively from mobile phones, means that all of that revenue ends up in the hands of you all, in the hands of people, ordinary people, for doing something as simple as downloading an app and pressing 2 buttons. One of the things that, it's fine. One of the things that shdwDrive right now does extremely well, right, is it provides performant cloud storage for fractions of a penny, like fractions of a penny, like on the dollar. It's the single, most cost-effective decentralized cloud storage platform in existence today. And one of the things that I get asked a lot, that we hear, on our team hear a lot is, okay, well that's cool, right? But shdwDrive, how can it be sustainable? How can it scale? Because it's too cheap. Well, it's been what, 2 years? We've been developing shdwDrive now for 2 years, slowly making incremental progress along the way. And after 2 years, it's we're really excited to actually finally be able to announce shdwDrive's final form of its architecture, in which we push it, as I said, straight to a completely mobile, cell-powered, cell signal-powered network that basically, allows the overall cost, the overall expenses of running servers, maintaining servers, dealing with network problems, to just be completely eliminated. So 2 years of development to get to this point, and where it's getting very fun for us, and where it will get very fun for you all and for the the members of our community and participants in the network, is mobile allows us then to have the opportunity to do some really cool things with expanding the way the token works, expanding the way tokens power the network, adding into the the shdwDrive token ecosystem, data accessibility tokens, bandwidth tokens, so on and so forth. So, as I said, a lot of people, we get the question a lot that a lot of people are concerns about shdwDrive's ability to scale and, maintain performance and still exist. And, it's a fair question. After today's development, after seeing, how quickly and how, frankly, nonchalantly, how easy it was to just start connecting and be like, oh yeah, this thing's working. I don't think the question is actually like, how can shdwDrive scale? Can it remain, be performant, be profitable? With nearly 5 billion mobile devices, in the world, like right now, that are active, and that's not counting inactive ones. I think the better question is, how could it not? I want to thank everybody for the time today. Thanks so much for playing along, downloading the app, and really appreciate you all hearing me out.